Greetings, gentle viewers!
And howdy howdy! We're back! It's been so long, I'm not even sure what game we're playing anymore. Is this Call of Duty 3, or,
it fills us with such confidence to be in this position. No, in all seriousness, now that we've finished up the Somnium Files, we'll be devoting our full attention to Cold Steel 3.
That is, until Deadly Premonition 2 comes out.
But in all seriousness, we're going to be sitting down and pushing through as far as Cold Steel 3 goes. And yes, we remember what's going on. We are in Crossbell, and we're still in the middle of the Crossbell Grand Tour, so let's keep it up. Hopefully we won't spend 40 minutes just going through the department store and West Street.
Speaking of spending 40 minutes going through the department store and West Street...
Oh, you said it, but it's probably true.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
I still remember how offended I got at seeing the department store in St. Arc, and Yuna was like, oh, it's so big. For goodness sake, look at this place. Look at it. It is way freaking bigger.
Okay. Well, you know, she's just being polite.
So this girl, Gladys, her mother, whose name is Legion, but I don't decide this stuff, has the store, but Gladys used to be a juice vendor out on a different street.
Okay.
And so they were kind of doing business competition, but it looks like they have merged. I understand that it's kind of meaningless to talk about this, but it's like, you see that life has moved on?
Right.
Oh, I can't remember the names of these two. Okay, Cynthia is like a super hot model-y type who's very respectful and responsible. And...
and brown-haired receptionist, that's her given name.
Okay, hold on a second. She's like Kirena One-san, is always how she was portrayed, but it makes her kind of likable. But does that mean that... Oh, man! You better introduce yourself. Okay, well, let's see who this is first. Wait, huh? I thought I recognized your stupid ass! Been a while, Ashen Chevalier.
Huh?
I do not know who this is.
Don't look at me.
She's not one of the students, right? No.
No?
We'd recognize her or something. She's certainly not who I was expecting to find. Do you know this loud young lady, instructor? There's no way. Patiri?
Oh?
Okay. Cool. So, Patiri and her little brother... Well, no wonder we don't recognize her, because it's been a few years and she looked a lot younger then.
Which game was she in?
Okay, so Patiri and her little brother, whose name I also don't remember because cut me some farking slack. I remember the names of a lot of Crossbell NPCs, okay? But I don't remember everybody. She was like a girl who grew up in like the slums area that Machias grew up in. Oh, that's why you don't remember her. She was always really mean to Machias and always said this awful stuff to him, and she was kind of like a thug, and I guess she's grown up to be somewhat respectable and moved from Heimdall to Crossbell. But I guess the reason that you don't remember her...
Well, I didn't actually play Cold Steel 1. I watched a Let's Play of it in preparation for Cold Steel 2. There's a lot of stuff from Cold Steel 1 that the Let's Player I followed just didn't go through.
So if it didn't make an impression...
Then I'm not going to remember it.
Right, and I'm assuming that person didn't really ever talk to anybody.
Nah, honestly, he was a pretty terrible Let's Player.
Well, that's the way it goes.
I did play all the others, though, except the Crossbell games, obviously. But not Cold Steel 1 because of the circumstances at the time.
Also, the fact that we'll be able to bring Machias to talk to her is going to be awesome, because she is like... I don't know if she actually likes him or whatever, but she's super tsundere towards him. And so when we have Machias in the team and come and talk to her, she's just gonna chew him out. And she is so foul-mouthed. What? Just because you got all famous, you think you can forget the people who got you there? I made you do at least one quest for me way back in Cold Steel 1 Chapter 3, bucko! You better not forget this face again. It might just be the last thing you see before you wake up in the hospital.
I like her.
You see what I'm talking about? What an interesting acquaintance. Would you call this person a friend? Do friends normally threaten you like that? Yeah, a bit of a long story there. I can't wait for Machias to see her. She's from Ost in Heimdall, same as Machias. I just knew her as a delinquent kid, but now... I never imagined I'd run into you in Crossbell. And working at a department store, no less. You seem to have taken to it pretty well, too. How will this happen? It's not much of a story. I was sending out my resume, but I messed up on writing the address, and it ended up working here. I want to introduce her to Wayne.
Oh, God!
They may be a perfect match. Like, she can just sit and berate and curse at Wayne all day long, and he'll take it, and they both have the same kind of clumsiness. And, she might get him to straighten up. What's new with you? These goons your new gang or something?
Goons?
They sure look like goons and gang members. If you start any shit, I'll throw your asses out of here myself. And then, of course, here is Cynthia like, oh, what happened to the last person I worked with? She should not be working here. Okay. This is gonna be fun later, though. I wish I could remember the name of the other receptionist that's here. I'm kind of sad she's gone, but I bet I know where she went.
I'm gonna laugh if you're right.
Jessica, Simone, something like that. It was Scott's girlfriend, and Scott was one of the bracers at the Crossbell Bracer Guild. He was like a rifle guy.
I can respect that.
And he gets to look pretty good because all the Crossbell bracers look freaking awesome. She probably moved off with Scott.
That makes sense.
She was always complaining throughout the 2 games that she never really got to see him very much because he was always super busy with work. And then sometimes when you would talk to Scott, he was always worried about her. Okay, store's not in good hands. Got it. Southwork here runs like a kind of a general store, but then he spread it into books and newspapers and Mishy goods because it was selling more. And like over the course of the 2 games, he ends up hooking up with one of the other store employees who is kind of like aimless, but like he just asks her out one day. It's just these nice little stories that really make you like Trails,
Get you invested in the world and the characters.
Yeah. Do you like how I talked about the type of goods that he carries? And he carries those goods! See, isn't this place much bigger and much better? Oh, that should be Southwork. Yeah, Janetta, that's Southwork's girlfriend. All right, Kate. Now, on the one hand, I want to say how you been. On the other, she should know Yuna, right? She's been a police officer longer than Lloyd Bannings.
Dang.
And she really has kind of been semi-upgraded into a character, which... You can tell that the characters in Crossbell, just a regular citizenry, are pretty interesting in that so many of them have been upgraded from faceless NPCs into semi-characters, right?
Yeah.
It makes me really happy to see.
Everyone in the police knows each other. Mysterious disturbance in local business. Oh, boring bureaucracy work. Track down receipts.
Isn't this Machias's job? In the public sector, I guess it is.
You are heading to the wrong store.
Shut up, quest guy!
Anytime! Spunky girl from poor part of town questions responsibility to pay taxes.
Her dad did run a less than perfectly legal business.
Maybe not mention that in report.
Duly noted, quest guy.
Anytime! Every business in Crossbell smuggles goods from Calvern. What? Civil disobedience based on tradition and decades-long trade practice? Better not tell the authorities that either. Never mind, the authorities already know.
Oofed! Check out the sexy nurse. You're well in there, hen.
Becky?
It has to be Becky. This is the Business Owners Association. The Business Owners Association is like all the street vendors who've kind of banded together, and like the head of it from the previous games he wasn't really an important character, but you do start 0 with Lloyd talking to them, and it only makes sense that the street vendor queen
Becky
is here with the Business Owners Association, and Crossbell is the place for her. That is awesome.
Hey, don't say it like that. This is a proper medical intern's uniform.
I don't know who that is.
Vivi's sister.
Can't believe it's been over half a year since we last met, though.
Oh, for goodness sake, what was her name?
Lindy?
Lindy.
Linda?
Yeah, Lindy. Or Linday or something. She had the same voice, so I was like, well, it has to be her.
Yeah.
They were so different. I actually always liked Lindy more than Vivi anyway. Vivi's a lot of fun, but you don't always want fun.
Yeah.
Don't think I'll ever forget Vivi bubbling away after you said you were transferring schools.
Hoity-toity-toity! It's just so fun.
Oh, she's not hoity-toity at all. She is literally 100% the opposite of hoity-toity.
It seems like she's found a job that suits her well, though.
So she's going to be working at St. Ursula's then. That's great.
Oh, by the way, did you hear? Right now in Crossbell,
Ahem, I'm right over here. Looks like a different person is manning the store from earlier. And that person looks familiar.
Though to be fair, it was nice to see Roy and his little sister too, but... Isn't that Vivi? We met her in St. Art. Looks and sounds just like her, except maybe not quite as insolent. You're right. She looks exactly like her, but... what a coincidence.
That a customer I spy?
Becky! You don't instantly recognize him? Oh, I'm wearing the glasses.
I'm sorry. I've just been standing here talking and...
There we go.
Long time no see, you two. Lindy enrolled in a medical university, right? I didn't expect I'd find you here too, Becky.
Really?
But what Daymon said all makes sense.
Reen!
Yay! She looks great, too. Oh, if Randy were here and weren't an instructor. Randy straight up managed to, at St. Ursula's, date every nurse there.
At the same time?
They never really went anywhere, and remember, he basically has an actual relationship. But he was like, hey, pretty nurse girls, let's all have fun and go on a date. And they actually took him up on it and they had fun. Like, you essentially see the girls at St. Ursula's as like the only successful conquest of Randy. And so it looks like Lindy, well, I guess he's not going to be in that group, but I just saw the uniform and thought Randy would be so happy to see the nurse's uniform. Because of course he has a nurse fetish.
Of course he does.
It is a chance to like girls. That is what Randy does. We just haven't gotten to see it in this.
Oh, so both of you graduated from Thor's main campus?
And you must be Vivi's older twin sister.
Nice to meet you.
Spitting image of one another, but also the pure opposite personality-wise. Kinda beat it. This one here doesn't even realize that she's a babe. Plus, she's an easy target for teasing. Watch that! I flipped your skirt!
Hey, Becky.
It's surprising how many of your classmates aren't in the military, instructor. Oh, that's nonsense. But I guess only about 40% of them ended up in the military. Considering the experiences they had, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Thor's was, despite being a military academy, much less military focused than it is now. Same with the branch campus.
Yeah.
Aye, but maybe not anymore starting next year.
That appears to be the case, or so I heard from Vivi.
Cedric, I suppose. I heard you left to start your own company, Becky, but I didn't know you were here in Crossbell. Well, you cannot find a place that's hotter for commerce than Crossbell is right now. Or ever. This East Street here in particular is lined up with booths, and the people are dead nice, too.
Lined up with what?
So... with booze!
Oh, I thought you said boobs.
So I asked Chairman Morris to let me work here.
I see. Being around all these booths sure is great.
Booze or boobs?
It's hard to tell with me.
Yeah, it makes me want to eat and walk around. Oh, you know it, girl! Everything's set up perfectly to do just that!
Reen, was there something important you all came here to do?
Say hi? You want to fight about that?
Oh no, that's my sister.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, Becky, we have to make sure that you're not an illegal smuggler or evading taxes.
Oh my.
Wee bit sudden, but I guess official work's always like that. Fortunately, I cover up me crimes very well.
What?
Kinda say I get it though, so I'll go grab the chairman. I mean, that's not what she's good at. She's good at the street vendor stuff. And he's been turned into somewhat of a unique person too. Excellent.
Beloved downtown district finally seized by developers. Daymon is sad.
You know, that was really nice.
Yeah.
And a very interesting way to spice up the side quests, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this actually isn't a side quest, it's required.
Well, okay, still.
This is Moore's house. Can't go in. Want to say hi to his wife. Something else that's really neat about Crossbell.
Uh-huh.
Like, we go and see in an obviously Eastern style building
Right.
someone with the name of Roy who's dressed up in like classical Chinese wear.
Uh-huh.
And then we go out here to like the noodle guys and he's just like totally Western even though he's got like Eastern writing everywhere. It's a neat blend that you only get in Crossbell. Well, probably in the Republic too. Already talked about these two. Not gonna say anything else.
Meow. Daymon shuts up while Bishop runs back and forth in the background. Meow. Meow. Go, Bishop, go! Noodle Vendor has amazing memory.
Noodle Vendor is awesome. Okay, the fact is he can probably pull out his own Arcus 2 and start fighting.
I would believe it. This is the sort of game like that.
Becky wishes she could be as good as this Noodle Vendor, and I'm sure in 20 years she will be.
Exposition quest complete. Obligatory name drop of Lloyd.
Ah, West Street. A lot of nice memories here. Tallies. This is West Street. This is the last area Yuna recommended, which is really kind of sad for Daymon, I bet, because it means we don't get to go to the other places.
There's nothing special about it. It's just a residential area. There's a really famous bakery here, though. It's so good, it's even had a few articles written about it.
Yeah, I've talked about it plenty. I'm not going to say anything else. I smell the addictive qualities of bread. I see, it must be this building. It does indeed smell good.
Yeah, the smell means I'm home. This place is really good, so I recommend you all try it.
Uh-huh. So it's around here, huh? Yuna's house?
I didn't have any ulterior motives.
Yuna, you don't need to hold back. We have some time, so you should go see your family. I get that you don't really want us to go, but you should do it yourself at least. I bet I know exactly where she lives.
That's...
I see, so that's why you've been acting strange. So your home is somewhere around here? Yep. That's exactly where I thought.
It's the apartment building to the left. I sent them a letter, so they should know I'm home.
Yeah, she's been acting weird for a while, but... Come on, this is Crossbell! She is the embodiment of all the
Uh-huh, yeah. Very well said.
The insecurities and fears that have to do with the Empire and Crossbell are all embodied in Yuna, which is in fact her purpose in the narrative, so... I guess I will go and leisurely check out the bakery. You're all hungry, right? We'll get some for everyone.
Oh.
Instructor, you're not coming? It would probably be best if we didn't intrude either, Altina.
Damn it, this isn't like me!
Well done, Yuna.
Can you guys come with me? I want to introduce you all to my family, okay?
Oh, yes, of course. Are you sure? You don't need to.
Please, I insist, and if you don't like it, I'll punch you in the face! I may not like you, but you are my instructor. It'd be going against my upbringing if I didn't introduce you to my family.
I see. Well, in that case, thank you very much. We will go with you. Is there some strange aspect of interpersonal relationships that I have yet to comprehend going on? I don't know, but perhaps I wasn't quite putting myself in her shoes. After going to a military school in an invader's country, she's coming back home. with the invaders in tow. Before anything else, we're gonna go this way. I understand that we can't. Not just a residential area. It's the residential district. Not just some random one. In the city where we live. You go up to the northwest side of it. There's a whole lot of really nice houses. And it's like that for a really large area. It's a little, like, upper middle class. That's this place that she's talking about. Not just some random residential area below the level of West Street.
It's like the raid in the suburbs or something.
Exactly the same as the raid in the suburbs. The reason that I mentioned it, I would really like to go up there. You know what we haven't heard about a single time?
What?
Archon Shell.
They were the
theater troupe.
The theater troupe?
They're the famous theater dancing troupe in Crossbell. In the other games, you hear about Risha Mao, and indeed in the advertisement at the end of Cold Steel 2, you get to use Risha in your team. But the star of the show, the person who's basically the genius responsible for the whole thing, well, she lives up there. I would really, really like to know, considering the last things that we saw of her, and that we have not heard anything about Archon Shell, and I will leave it at that. Also up there lives the Hayworth family, Harold Hayworth. And though I wasn't really planning on saying anything about the specifics, well, I did really want to see. There's a couple things up there that I'm very interested in. And we don't get to go in this game! It really hurts not being able to go up there. You know, the Geo Front patch is out, so Trails from Zero is completely translated, fan-translated well. I'm sure that the version, that when the announced PS4 version actually comes to the US, they're going to buy the Geo Front translation. Okay, so anyway, I highly recommend that everybody play that, if they haven't. But also, pretty much all of Harold Hayworth's story is going to be in it. And for people who haven't played it, I don't want to ruin a thing. Lastly, though, the uncertainty. So, Ryu and Henri are two kids that you rescue right at the beginning of Zero. Very first thing that the SSS does. The Junior SSS?
Let's go to the House of Raisins.
Oh yeah, this is on West Street, not residential area. Nah! Okay, let's see if some of that uncertainty's gonna die. It probably won't.
Uh-oh.
This guy used to be a congressman, and now he just spends a lot of money and argues with his wife. But it's interesting because he and his wife, they're both kind of like equally wrong, but they don't actually look bad or anything like that. Like they halfway just ignore each other and only pursue their own hobbies. But he does occasionally keep trying to reconnect with her, but they're both kind of arguing about it. Oh, I see I can't sneak off this way in this game.
What?
Whenever you play Zero, Billy, just keep that little area in mind.
Okay.
The maid for this apartment complex is a super fan of Archon Shell and Ilya Platier, especially, who lives right there.
Oh.
And she never knew because, like, Ilya was basically never there. So she does still live here.
But according to the map, we can't, yeah.
Oh, you could only get into her room maybe twice in the 2 games. But I'm glad to know that she is here still. Like I said, I didn't think any of the uncertainty would fade, but... I want to know, dang it! I realize anybody who hasn't played Crossbell is literally going to have no idea what I'm talking about here. That's fine. At first, I didn't really like Ilya. I thought she was just some over-the-top jokes, but it's Trails. You know you're going to really grow to like people.
Yeah.
And
they're able to make you like characters you normally wouldn't.
Near the end of Azure, some of the stuff that she did, it was really powerful. I really like her a lot.
Can I just say that the amount of children who are doing serious business stuff is pretty impressive in the Trails game series?
You know what? I wasn't actually going to say anything about Momo, but now I'm gonna.
You're welcome.
She's a bit older now, and so she's doing better, and that's really good. She always was so painfully shy, and she didn't have any friends because she was so shy, and she always really wanted to play with Ryu and Henri. And eventually she finally built up the courage to go play with him. And then they didn't do anything wrong. It was like really energetic little boys playing kind of rough. And it wasn't that they bullied her. That's not what happened. But she was too shy and didn't have the social skills to understand, so she thought they bullied her.
I see.
And it's like her, like, kind of keeping up with her family, worrying about her was always really fun. Now, and then the very next time you see them after that, where like Momo is just like so upset. And no, it was a trio, and they played together all the time. And so when I saw those two, I was actually kind of sad that she wasn't out there. But they're still friends. That's good. And now I want to know what Momo's doing. God dang it, I'm too attached to these people. Abandoned law office. I was wondering, but I didn't think I could come in here. Okay, I had to take a second. Maybe it's a little bit embarrassing, but thinking about Ilya, like going through this place, I don't know, I started to get a little choked up.
Kind of jealous, frankly.
Going through here, it's people I spent a lot of time with. Like, obviously, I'm spending so much time just talking about the random little NPCs, right? But it just made me remember the last time that you're kind of making the rounds talking to people in Crossbell.
Before the finale?
Before the very end. And I was just thinking, like, every time that I would talk to somebody, and because I knew everybody, and I knew the situation that they were in, and I knew what was going on with them specifically, and it just made me kept repeating to myself during, like, the big climax of the game, like, don't worry, I'll protect you, I'll make this right. And, you know, getting that type of a response from the player, that's one of the reasons I've got such a strong emotional connection to this place.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really awesome. Seriously, those games are really good. All right, Morgus Bakery, let's do it. He's a little doofier looking than I was expecting, but okay. All right, Oscar, what's up?
Oh, Yuna, long time no see. It's been about 3 years. You've really grown up.
Wow, you look a little doofier than I was expecting. You sound a little doofier than I was expecting.
It hasn't even been a whole year yet. Oscar, you've always been bad at guesstimating. But do you really think I've grown up?
Yeah, it's not like they let just anybody into the police academy.
Oscar's handsome, but he's kind of oblivious.
That's basically the impression you always get. He doesn't quite know what's going on, but he's so charming and friendly, and everyone talks about his good looks, and so women are just swooning over him all the time. He's a really good guy, though. He's also a childhood friend of Lloyd's, just like Wendy.
Is something wrong? I don't know what's going on, but... Whoa, take these! I just finished baking them.
He just passes out food to you all the time, too.
I run a business.
Well, it's a really successful one, though. Oh, wow, they smell really good.
Is it the new bread for this month? Oscar, are you sure we can have these?
They always do a new type of special, and Oscar's the one who did most of the specials. It's bread, I don't like bread, so I'm not really impressed, but they sounded kind of good.
Yeah, consider it a homecoming gift. Plus, you're with people who share some kind of connection with them.
Well, the SSS.
Oh, right.
He's Lloyd's fr- Are you okay, Oscar? He's probably talking about Randy and that other guy, he whose name shall not be mentioned.
Consider this a welcoming gift. We have tons of great bread, so please try them out.
Now I'm gonna go talk to Bennett, okay? And Bennett's going to be like, I will knife Oscar to death in his sleep, but not before I have defeated him at baking. She, too, has been turned into more of a character. She just had like a standard character model, but it's been a little more individualized. Oh, you must be the Imperials who accepted my request, right? Wait, what are you doing here, Yuna? What's with the matching uniform?
Well, a lot of stuff's happened in the past couple months.
You're an Imperial now?
Oi!
Hey, do you know her, Yuna? We're from Thor's branch campus. We're here regarding your request. It seems you contracted the military to, checks notes, bake bread. It's a pleasure to meet you. As for Yuna, she's part of our class. Oh, I see. I heard that you joined the military or something after you graduated from the police academy.
Not technically untrue. Sorry for not telling you.
No, don't worry about it. I'm sure you've been through a lot. On the bright side, It looks like you've got good people all around you. See, she has been heretofore warm and friendly.
But now we're going to talk about Oscar.
Yes. You're Yuna's classmates then, right? Don't be too hard on her, okay? Yes, of course.
Bennett, please, you're embarrassing me.
I'll embarrass you more soon enough.
Anyway, about that request?
Oh, sorry. You already read it, right? Yes, I believe it was for some reason a culinary-based request.
Something about revolutionizing the world of bread, right?
Yes, and you would naturally expect the military to be able to do that.
Does it have anything to do with the purebred contest?
Purebred contest!
I approve. 10 out of 10.
What is that? Wow, she's not being hostile. I'm kind of disappointed.
Suddenly not so angry girl must defeat airheaded guy. Bring weird and edible food to help inspire delicious bread. Brown liquid. Electro sandwich. Onion tear gas. The bread will be so tasty. Whew! No electro sandwich. Thank adios. None of these foods are related to bread. Baker's daughter suspects father left so she would get married. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, beat Oscar so bad. Oh, my bad. Brilliant, beautiful smile off his face.
Turn in extra dishes for more rewards.
The worst part is, she's going to beat Oscar and he'll be like, I'm so happy.
And she's gonna get upset over it.
This is really good. Wow, I wish I was as good as you, Bennett. And then she's going to be like, I hate you. The golden rainbow?
Teacups that are flying, on maps mystifying. You'll think that I'm lying, this journey of mine.
So, these are the apartments you grew up in, Yuna?
Yep, good old Belheim Apartments. My family lives on the 2nd floor. Down the stairs and all the way down the hall.
Sudden desire to load up Zero or Azure and run and see who's in this apartment building. Alright, let's go. There are other floors, but I should probably ignore Daymon screaming and yelling and not go nosing around. Dang it! I can't go visit Lloyd's aunt and uncle! This is your parents' place?
Yeah, don't expect a mansion or anything. Well, here goes.
By the way, Yuna, it is our erstwhile goal to embarrass you.
I'll kill you.
I know.
Coming! Who is it? Oh, Yuna?
You know it.
Hi, Mom.
Ha ha ha.
I stopped by to visit.
Oh, my stars. It really is you, Yuna.
Would have been nice and jaw-dropping if she hadn't sent that letter warning him she was coming. Might have been nice to see. Lena Crawford.
But my word, you threw me for a bit of a loop there. I figured you'd be coming today, but I didn't expect you so early. Sorry, I didn't know when we'd have time to stop by. I'm glad to see you're doing well. You too, dear. It seems like you've lost some weight since I last saw you. Have you been eating enough?
Is that a compliment or an insult? Look at her. What happens if she loses weight?
But listen to me ramble on. Welcome home, Yuna. Glad to be back.
So, she's Yuna's mother, huh? I can see the resemblance. Yeah, she seems nice.
Oh, and you must be her classmates? And...
Was that Yuna? I heard Yuna!
And here come the little squirts.
Yuna!
Aww.
Whoa!
That's awesome.
Oh,
These are...
Ken.
And Nana, I like how it gets the they each have to get the full name introduction.
Nana, come on.
Yeah.
Don't jump on me like that.
Yay! Yuna's back! Yuna! It's really Yuna! She's back!
Now drag her in there and don't let her out the entire time that we're here.
Sheesh, you two are so needy. It's good to see you both again.
Welcome back. Yeah, welcome.
These are Yuna's younger siblings.
They're twins. Well, don't just stand out there. Come in, come in. I'll brew a pot of my best tea and roll out some snacks for you all.
So, what about Yuna's dad?
You might be at work?
Presumably. It's nice to meet you. I'm Reen Schwarzer. I'm the homeroom instructor for Yuna's class, Class 7.
Oh my, so you're the... I see. Now I understand why she never wrote anything about you in her letters, no matter how much I asked. Well, I'm glad I was able to meet you like this. Kurt, Altina, I hope Yuna's not making too much trouble for you two.
Oh no, not at all. Honestly, I probably cause more trouble for her than she does for me, though she has caused some kind of... But I do help her with her notes sometimes.
Hey, Allie!
I'm glad I was able to meet your family. Since we're here for field exercises, we can't stay too long, unfortunately.
If only you could stay until my husband got back. He works in Michelin, so he's always late coming home.
Oh, the place with the theme park, correct? Does he work in the park?
He works in the planning department for one of the resort hotels.
Wow! The highest end property in Crossbell is all over there.
I guess I should have figured I wouldn't be able to see him today.
I actually don't really like it over there, except for the park. You might be able to get permission to come visit on the last day. I'm sure we'll run into him at some point. It'll be up to Chief Instructor Michael, but I can ask him about it for you.
Oh. Please do. Oh, you. She can get like this at times, but don't mind her. Hey, we were wondering...
Which one is your boyfriend?
Eh? It's the black-haired one, right?
But I think it's Mr. Pretty. Mr. Pretty?
Shut up, you two! It's neither of them!
Oh, then who is it?
Is it the girl? Run away! Jeez.
Mr. Pretty! Oh, I curse my vampire life! It certainly is lively here.
This is what it's like every day around here.
This is a family.
Something she's never known.
If you'll excuse us. Thank you for the hospitality. The tea and snacks were excellent.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear you like them. Drop by any time, okay? Good luck with everything, Yuna. Yeah, got it.
What? You're leaving already?
Shh, boring. Ooh, next time you're back, tell us more stories about that one guy. Hey, come on now, Ken.
That one guy?
Lloyd, probably. You guys don't know him? He's from the Empire, just like you. He's strong and super cool.
Yeah, he saved us at one time. It's Reen. We have seen in Yuna's memory, like her looking up at Valimar.
Oh, that's true.
As he was doing something.
Okay, Ken, Nana. Huh? I'll tell you another story next time I'm back. I'll even have some souvenirs, so just be good until then, okay? For reals?
I'm so excited! What a nice family. Though if I said anything else at this point in time, I would be such an a-hole. Yes, they were very warm and welcoming. I wanted to hug those two little siblings, kind of like stuffed animals. I believe the word for them is lovable.
Allie! Thanks, everyone. So what do we do now?
Well, let's head outside first. Hello? Hello, is this Reen? My name is Addison. I'm the receptionist for the RF building. Oh, could it be... Yes, boss just arrived at the office. I was asked to pass along the following message. When it's convenient for you, let's meet at the entrance on the first floor. Understood. Thanks for the call. Of course, we'll be waiting for you.
Time to see who it is.
Instructor, was that the only person who it possibly could have been? That seems like now, after we have gone through the entire town, would be ready to meet with us? Yeah, I think we can get to work on the Epstein Foundation's request. After that, it's time to spend hours on the highways.
Yay!
We finished our other requests, so I'll let you decide when we should leave. What else are you gonna do if we don't leave now, then? Okay, whatever, you get to decide that.
Understood. I wonder what the Epstein Foundation's new chief is like.
It's Tio. We should head over as soon as we're done with the nothing that we have left.
Well, we could have not done this last, in which case that would make sense.
Oh, we've been waiting for you. The chief of the Foundation should be with you shortly. And here she is. Yep.
What would you have done if it hadn't been her?
Huh?
Kind of had this whoa
Who's that?
moment. Tio.
Tio, you came back!
And of course, they know each other since Yuna seemed to kind of be the junior SSS member before the end.
Yep, just for you, Yuna. But you'd gone and left me behind. Just kidding. It's good to see you again. Glad you're doing well.
Wait, so, Tio, are you the new chief?
Who would ever give responsibility to her? No. She of course would earn it. It just seems weird considering her demeanor.
Yep, sure am.
You know her?
Instructor Reen. Is she...
Yeah, I remember seeing her in the report.
You're Class 7 of Thor's branch campus, correct?
She has such an interesting way of talking. I'm not sure how well it'll translate into English, but it's just really distinctive.
I'm Tio Plato, Development Chief of the Epstein Foundation's Crossbell branch. Nice to meet you.
Yay, Tio.
Now I see. So you were part of that SSS group we were talking about earlier. No wonder Yuna knew you.
So if Lloyd and whoever else is with him, which it could be all of them, some of them, none of them. I mean, Randy, I speculated that perhaps he was something of a hostage. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the circumstances are, but Tio must be in a similar position. As in, how is it that the rest of the SSS are criminals, but Tio is not? Possibly because you can't actually cross the Epstein Foundation? Like, they're like essentially a charity/science development non-profit.
Uh-huh.
You would never get tech assistance ever again as a country if you start demanding their personnel. In fact, that's possibly one of the reasons that Tio was promoted. Not just
to protect her?
Yeah, not just because she's more than capable of doing the job, but it also straight up protects her from the Governor General of Crossbell. That would make sense.
Yep, though I'm here now on behalf of the Foundation, not the police. I went back to the HQ in Le Mans for a while, but I got promoted to Development Chief of the Crossbell branch here just this spring.
I see. So that's what brought you back.
And even if that isn't necessarily the case, I'm sure something like that will be addressed in the next game, if not this one. But she would be the best person for Crossbell. She knows everything about it and the Orbital network here from top to bottom. She's involved in putting it here in the first place, after all.
I should have checked the database.
You seem especially young to be a development chief, though.
Altina is an intelligence agent. Tina is an assistant to Schmidt.
Does Altina have something against her?
In fact, you seem even younger than us.
Which is true.
Nail on the head. I'm 16, a year younger than Yuna.
She was 14 in the Crossbell games.
So it feels kind of weird when she treats me like I'm some living legend.
Because she really seemed like a kid in those games.
There's no way I can treat you like you're just some normal teenager. I mean, you're part of the SSS. Tio is seriously amazing, you guys.
You should see her crafts.
Spanning around Noah just completely annihilates Zero.
Not only was she in charge of information management at the SSS, she's a prodigy at working the Orbital Network.
Managed to humiliate Campanella more than once.
Oh.
And she loves Mishi more than anything.
Yeah, she does.
Yuna.
Sorry. I lost myself for a second there.
There it is. The narrow-eyed, snarky face. That's basically the permanent expression on Tio's face.
I've heard a lot about the SSS from Randy. It's good to finally put a face to the name, Miss Plato.
Likewise. No need to be so proper, though. I've heard all sorts of things about you, too. From a number of different sources. The Divine Knight. And that black puppet of yours interests me as well.
I bet it does.
I wonder if Tio could control one. Well, if
Well,
anyone...
we don't even know what they are.
Well, that's true.
Information regarding Clown Soleus is classified, so I can't tell you anything about it.
Ah, I see. A sort of rivalry for archetypes.
Well, maybe it's based on archetypes, maybe it's not. You know, Altina and Milliam, whatever the heck their background is, they aren't the same as Tio. But...
Well, I more meant, like, quiet, emotionless, smart girl. Oh.
I know exactly what you meant, and you're right about that. I'm just wondering if it's just archetypes. See, the thing is, Tio... Well, without rehashing all the stuff that I've said before about the DG cult and trauma, I don't think that you could create and I could be completely wrong about this, but I don't think that you could create homunculi without data from specific individuals, which would necessarily include Ren and Tio.
Ren?
But from what you have said so far, are you admitting to being involved in the incidents from a year and a half ago?
Ren, as an extremely talented super genius with connections to the supernatural and the ability to bond, like on a semi-spiritual level with a machine, is 100% exactly the same as Tio, just without the Ouroboros.
Oh,
The same thing that the same circumstances that led to Ren led to Tio.
Okay.
And thus Tio has the same characteristics.
Top secret, What a shame.
I'm noticing some similarities between these two.
Yeah, I thought that too at first. But the difference is that Tio can make jokes.
Yes, she's very funny. I'm sure both sides have a lot of questions. But before anything else, can you fill us in about the request?
Good point. Please look at this. Oh, the Geo Front.
This is...
Is it the Geo Front?
Geo Front?
Geo Front!
I'd say what it is, but they're about to say what it is.
The network of maintenance tunnels that run underneath Crossbell City. It's been expanded so many times, it's gotten pretty huge and unwieldy. For the past few days, the control terminal in a certain section has been malfunctioning due to a bug. For real?
A terminal for the Orbital Network?
Yes. This one bug has been creating smaller glitches all over the network.
That ain't no bug.
It's been causing issues for a number of public services and the stock market.
I have literally no idea what Ouroboros is doing here or what they want here. I can't
But that's
even...
totally gotta be Campanella.
Yeah, I can't even comprehend what it would be, but that's Campanella. Furthermore, Tio probably thinks it's Campanella.
We would have fixed it already if not for all the monsters down there. Since the Imperial Army's too busy, we asked the Governor General. Is it because they're all tied up with security for the inspection team?
Let us not forget, there is a VIP inspection team coming. Most likely. There are monsters down there, though? Alright, understood. So our job is to clear out the monsters and fix the terminal.
No, repairing the terminal requires highly technical knowledge.
Right, basically only Tio or Yuna or Chief Roberts, or I guess he's not Chief Roberts anymore, but he's not here, so it doesn't matter. They're the only ones who could do it.
But I'll be going with you, so please clear the way for me. And abuse my craft as much as you want.
No, she does have good support crafts, or she did. I like how in the last chapter we got Agate, and in this one we get Tio.
Excellent.
Her best crafts were using Zeit. I probably won't have access to those. Also, she's the original person who tested out the Orbital Staff, which seems none too impressive in the Steel games, but the way that Tio used it...
Uh-huh.
I see, this one? Okay. There's several entrances all around. The way Tio used it, in addition to just like the swing the staff and like the orbital energy balls come out, she could use it like a sword, like generate like a big sword blade. She could use it as like a beam cannon.
Oh my god!
She could use it as a bazooka.
What the?
Like, it was a really cool weapon.
This is the entrance to the Geo Front's F sector, where the terminal in question is. It serves as a sort of backup for the A sector.
Rather out of the way for an entrance.
There's quite a few others in town that are just like it.
Yeah, we couldn't wander up to any of them, though. I did try to look. So this is the F sector. I only saw A through E listed in the reports. What are its dimensions and floor layout?
Not large enough to worry about. This shouldn't take too long. It's a lot smaller than the sector the two of you visited before. I see. So when you and Lloyd went at it...
I'll leave that up to your imagination. What should we do? Do we head in immediately?
Well, when you put it like that...
Maybe we should prepare first, though I'm fairly sure that's all we have been doing.
I'll be waiting here, so go on ahead.
For the record, this is actually the very first dungeon that you do in Zero. Almost the very beginning of the game. Please have the Geo Front music. Okay, it's close. The Zero Geo Front music was freaking amazing. They used it in Divertisement. This is the underground maintenance sector for all of Crossbell.
I've been here for police academy training.
This is just the entrance, so there aren't any monsters here.
Once we go lower, it'll split into sectors A and F. The way there should be unlocked, so let's get to the elevator in sector F.
Understood. No, I can't use her in the team yet.
There, Daymon. I'm sure we'll eventually be able to use her.
Isn't it ridiculous? A place like this
Was built underneath Crossbell? That's crazy! Like, look at the scope of this thing!
The thing is a lot of it was actually straight up government grift as a way to reward allied construction companies with money paid by the government.
Well, however you get it done.
It's convenient that it's here, but I think it's hilarious that it was literally nothing but grift and corruption that is the main reason that it's here.
Well, how long has Crossbell been around?
I think something like 100 years.
It just seems a little fishy how huge this thing was, considering the advancement of technology, but then again, I guess the orbital revolution sped everything up by a ridiculous factor.
Well, some of the earlier places that were built like this It was like literally a parking garage.
Going down.
This is always how these work, too.
What do you mean? Like the elevators?
Yeah, and you remember that locked door a second ago? Once I get to the bottom of this, I'll be able to unlock that door, and there'll be an elevator shortcut to the end of the Geo Front. That's always how it works.
There are monsters all over the F sector.
Yeah, and they look pretty strong and disgusting. I was about to say delicious, but no. It's a little different from the sector the instructor and I were in. There were a lot of bugs there.
Bugs?
We'll just have to keep on our toes. Let's go. Okay, Tio, you ready? Tio?
Okay.
Oh, good. It's also interesting, she used to have all this extra equipment that was supposed to be like armor and also work with her sensors and stuff. She has sensors. Okay, what do you think the thing she's wearing is?
Cat ears, obviously.
But she doesn't have that now, and it kind of feels wrong without it.
Maybe she's just minimized it and it's all hidden under the coat.
Probably so. They actually use that as the excuse for why a 14-year-old girl who is not athletic and has no combat training is able to take hits from monsters, is because it straight up reduces impact and stuff.
That makes sense.
Are you using a normal staff? It's different from the one the girl in military finance uses. It's different from the type my old classmates use too. But originally, the groundwork of the orbital staff was developed by the Foundation, and Tio was the original person who tested it.
Now's the time for the big reveal! Tio's been part of the orbital staff development since the very first prototype. Well, just the quality assurance part. But I've been far more heavily involved with the Aeon system's development.
Right. This is the Aeon system. She uses it, but the Ions are the robots. And like I said before, Roberts, like the old person in Tio's position, was like, those have the same root word. That is not a coincidence. I am angry. It's not surprising that you were a main member of the SSS. Does that mean we can count on you in the front lines?
Sure, I have an Arcus 2 too, so we can link up and I can give orders. I know my weapon is on the unique side, but I know what I'm doing. I'm all fired up knowing I can fight with you, Tio! Oh yeah, can't stop the hype!
Many arts will be used to lay the enemies to waste.
Show me what you can do, guys. Our destination is the computer room in the deepest part of Sector F.
All right. Class 7 will now begin our task of escorting Chief Tio.
Yes, instructor!
I refuse to join in on those, like, yeah, that everybody does.
I never thought I'd have a chance to explore the Geo Front with Tio. I'm really pumped up. Maybe now's the time to show off what I've been practicing.
Finally, your F-crafts! Yes!
Let's do it.
So, no S-craft, Tio? Someone is going to, at a crucial moment, bust out orbital gear. Power S+, Break S, Unbalance yes, Area M set, Freeze 100%.
God.
I love it. Her Aeon shield is 4 turns of Absolute Reflect and CP plus 80.
Good God!
She is a rival of Altina in every way.
There!
Right.
Oh my God!
That's the one. Okay, let's fight you so we can have another scene.
Now, bring it on!
Really, that's gross. Why haven't they evolved Jaws? Most fish did that, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of years ago.
Are you evolution shaming them?
Yeah, I am. CP 80, just pointing that out.
Oh!
Dummy gunner activate! Absolute zero!
What?
Now,
They're even standing the same. With their feet, look at their feet. Their feet are the same posture too.
Laziness or intentionality?
Whew. It's all starting to come back to me.
Except for the part where you missed 2 of the 3 guys I attacked.
Hey, I'm rusty, okay? Activating the Aeon system isn't a problem, thankfully.
You were talking about the Aeon system earlier, but what the heck is it exactly? Does it have something to do with your admittedly kind of cute headgear?
Very observant. It syncs its user with a device to increase mental processing speed.
Something like that.
I can't perform Ether Buster on a test unit like this, but it should be more than sufficient for our purposes.
Ether Buster is her original S-Craft.
Ah, I see!
Wow. Between your battle skills and that technology of yours, I'm sure you'll be a huge help. I mean, duh. I had no idea the Epstein Foundation was so amazing. But was I born under a rock or something? A resonance connection. As I thought, it is somewhat similar to Clown Soleus.
I told you guys Tio's amazing! If she wanted to, she could get on her super crazy mech and waste all the monsters in the whole Geo Front!
I told you, the orbital gear. She could? She has something like that too? Orbital gear is mine! It is not yours! I will not share it!
Well, Eidolon Gear is back at headquarters right now. So I appreciate you guys being my replacement mech.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Especially you, Yuna. You've really toughened up. Seems like transferring to an academy in Erebonia was a good choice for you after all. Oh, Yuna, you still there? Yeah. It's just really an honor hearing that from you, Tio.
Anyhow, let's keep going. I mean, the episode's about to end, but our journey is just beginning, or something like that. Be careful, everyone.
What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, you're right. Understood. Recommencing mission. Mine is better. Ah, rivalry.